Potty. Looking for Shamar. He's over there using the bathroom. But yeah, this nigga back on with y'all. Let me get. All right. Yeah. So there's a lot of evil going on in the world, and most of it is acceptable. You hear me? Most of it is acceptable, and as a matter of fact, in this day and age, in this world, in this system that we're living in, there's a legal. All evil is accepted depending on what system what organization you join. You have to join it. You see, listen to what I'm saying, man. There's a lot of evil going on in the world. There's a lot of evil, period. There's a lot of evil that exists, period. And it's all legal in this world if you see it for what I'm trying to sit here and tell. If you see it for what it is, it's all legal. Think about it. It's all legal. Remember that picture of that cop that I showed y'all? That crazy ass lunatic looking cop? There is, with the hatred that he was born with, there is a avenue, there is a job, there is an institution for him to join so that he can express his hatred legally. Do you hear me? Legally. See? If you have, you get what I'm saying, trying to tell you? They say that it's illegal to get in your car and speed. But if you really have a need for speed, there is a organization, there is a job that you can join where you can speed legally. You can speed legally. You can become a NASCAR driver. You become a motorcycle racer. You can become a cop. How often do cops really get pulled over for flying? Come on, man. Think about it. It's witchcraft. Witchcraft is completely legal in this system, in this society. If a cop comes in your house, if a cop sees you jaywalking, he can give you a hard time. If he chooses, it's at his discretion. Shh. It's at his discretion. But if he comes in your house and he sees the whole shrine set up, he sees the little voodoo dolls of actual people with the pictures next to it, you can have the picture, you can be making a voodoo doll, you can make a voodoo doll of your neighbor. Have a picture of your neighbor next to the voodoo doll that you're making of him, and the cop can see it, and guess what? He won't frown upon it. He won't do shit. He can't do nothing because the law permits you to do these things. Think about what I'm saying here trying to say. Think about the system, this backwards world that we're living in. You have to have the whole armor of God in this God-forsaken place. It's a God-forsaken place. That's why if they ordain you to be a pastor, there's certain things that you can and can't say. There's certain, you can't preach in a particular kind of way. You're not allowed to speak the truth. You're not allowed to preach truth, the truth that shall set the people free. You have to preach mainly from the New Testament. And the New Testament is a backwards, inverted doctrine. Quiet. Do you see what I'm saying here trying to tell you? Most of it is. And it was brought to you by you know who. They're not stupid. They've never been stupid. They have always been, listen to me, the Greeks, the Romans have always been vehicles. Picture a body being a vehicle for a demon to jump in and start driving that shit. The Greeks and the Romans have always been vehicles of warcraft for demons. Okay? And the demons got inside of these people, smart and intelligent as they are. They're not dumb at all. Okay? That's why they always win wars through deception. That's how they got Malachi Z. York in jail. That's how they got him. They deceived him. They said, make this plea deal. Plead guilty to this, this, and this. He made the plea bargain. He pled guilty. And guess what? The judge denied the plea deal. They don't always have to accept your plea bargain. And once his plea bargain was out there, they say, oh, the judge denied your plea bargain, but you still pled guilty to these charges. So we're hitting you with the max. We're hitting you with the max that these charges hold. That's why that man's in jail doing life. They deceived him. They are deceivers. Do you hear me? They are vehicles to be used by demons. And then the demons come in and the demons create laws, bills, and you see what I'm saying? That's what the demons did. And it's all wicked. It's all deceptive. Am I sitting here saying this for you to be afraid, for you to be scared? I'm pretty sure that these Christians and all that, or whoever, I'm pretty sure that they seen this title, came running in here, heard me talking in this type of way, and they left. Because the truth hurts. They don't want to hear this shit. The truth hurts. Yeah, but it's the truth. But it is the truth. Witchcraft is perfectly real, and it works, and it's perfectly legal. All right? And I don't have to come on here dressed up in a mansion, dressed to a T, to be talking like this. And I don't have to come on here in a suit and tie to be talking like this for me to know what I'm talking about. And I don't need to be no white boy either. And I don't have to be an ex-FBI agent. Am I saying that we should be afraid? No. I'm saying that we need to walk in righteousness. If you walk in righteousness, then you can get around. Then you can walk with fidence. You can walk fidently in this world if you walk with righteousness. Listen, they are all banking on you, on us, to take some type of bait. Do you hear what I'm telling you? They're banking on you to be eating some McDonald's. Because some way, somehow, they are going to get you. I'm telling you, if you're taking some of their bait, some way, somehow, they're going to get you. They have their system set up like that. That's why the Most High says, come to me, be with me. Be with me. You can't just say it. Your actions. It's about your actions. It's about what you do. It's about what you eat, what you drink. It's about how you live your life. Listen, alcohol. Alcohol is perfectly legal, right? But marijuana was not legal. Why? 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 Oh, because marijuana kills brain cells. That's why? Well, alcohol gives you heart disease. What? And heart failure. What are you talking about? It gives you, it corrodes your gut, your liver, goes to ruin. So what are you talking about? You see what I mean? I'm telling you, this is how they are. This is how evil they are. And nobody, people don't really put them in their place. It's inverted. What marijuana actually did when it was the real thing with seeds, not this genetically modified shit, with seeds, And I didn't smoke it. I smoked it when I was younger, but I was only doing it because it was a cool thing to do. But I realize now that if today if I got my hands on that stuff that they banished and they regulated it, my thinking capacity, it would go up. It would go. Because that's what it does. That's what it did. But they got the liquor out there. They got the alcohol out there. And so you get the alcohol, you get your hands on the alcohol, you drink it. You get the yearning to do some weird stuff. If you feel me? And then you do it. And then here goes this system to penalize you. Perfectly legal to go get as drunk as you want. And then when you do it, you do something weird. Here goes this system to penalize you. You wake up in a jail cell. What did I do? Dude, you don't remember? You don't remember? You caused an 18-car accident. 8 people are dead. Or everybody in the accident is dead. You're the only survivor. What? And now you don't even remember. But you're sitting in this jail cell for the next 20 years. That's the kind of system they like. That's the kind of world they like. It gives them an opportunity to sit there and act like the good guys. It gives them an opportunity to sit there and reign supreme and judge your ass. You shouldn't have been doing it. You shouldn't have been drinking. You knew you shouldn't have been drinking. There's just things that we have to be able to navigate through Satan's world in a real particular manner, in a real particular kind of way. You have to be very particular about what you eat, very particular about what you drink, very particular about what you allow to come into your sight, your mind, your body, your eyes to absorb. That's why I'm up off of Facebook, man. I don't mess with Facebook no more. I'm done. I'm done with Facebook because I can't have that in my life, and you shouldn't want that in your life. This is a race here, and I'm tired of losing. I'm tired of, you know what I'm saying? Like, we in a race. You need all 4 tires. Every day you purposely go out there and flatten one of your tires. Every day you just purposely, because the whole world is doing it and they groomed you to do it. Every day you just go out there and just flatten all 4 of your tires. Just psh. You wake up fresh up in the morning and jump right on Facebook. And what are you seeing? Butts, breasts hanging out, gay relationships being promoted, advertised to you as if YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Your friends on there are already nasty and wicked. And then on top of that, they're sponsoring this shit to you, like commercials and shit. You feel me? It's right there. And it's like every day, it's like, oh, sometimes I gotta blink away from the screen. I'm just scrolling and I gotta blink away from the screen because they're showing me something nasty. And then it just burns into your memory. Like, you're not gonna forget. You know what I mean? And I'm tired of doing that. We can't continue to do that. We can't continue to do it. Satan this is what he's doing. This is what he's doing. These devils, these Romans, these Greeks, this is what they're doing. They're fishing for us. Do you hear me? They took a peaceful pond. They took a peaceful ocean, a peaceful lake, a peaceful pond, and they got their hooks in there, man. They're legally fishing for us. If you take the bait, then that's on you, but it's there. It's around you. I don't even want to see the bait no more. You feel me? 2 dudes kissing on a hook. 2 dudes kissing on a hook. And it's just dangling right in front of your face, in front of your children's face. You're going to look at it. You're going to investigate. You're going to, you know what I mean? Are you going to, what they really want you to do is they want you to demonstrate. They want you to become a straight demon. Do you feel me? We can either entertain this mess, or matter of fact, allow them to entertain us, and entertain them while doing it, because that's the way that it goes. They act like they want to entertain. They're entertaining us, but in the long run, we're actually really entertaining them. Look at it like this. Look at it like this. Look at it like there's a bunch of demons sitting in the stands, right? With the angels down on the court doing something stupid, playing something like ball. Yeah, B-A-A-L, B-A-L-L. The angels are down there playing ball while entertaining these damn demons in the stands. 70,000 demons in the stands just being entertained by these demons, breaking a sweat to entertain these demons. That's what we've been doing. We have been entertaining demons. They've been watching us dance. We've been tap dancing for them. We've been swimming marathons and running marathons and playing basketball and football and golf and hockey and boxing, mandingo fighting, knocking each other the hell out. We've been shaking our ass and breasts, getting naked. And some people think that we're living in better days now. These days are better than the slavery days. Yeah, right. You're right. You're right. People are getting rich off being a slave now. People have the illusion of happiness off being a slave and stripping and shaking their ass and having intercourse out there with whoever, whenever. You know what I mean? This has become a big ass industry. Slavery has become industrialized. Don't you ever get it twisted. How the hell could it be better back now than back then when the shit has become industrialized? There are industries of slavery that we all sign up for. School is a goddamn industry. You sign your child up to go play hangman and look up to trainees and learn inverted truth. Literally learn lies. They're not going to teach truth when the truth shall set us free. What the hell makes you think they want you free if they're playing hangman with you? That's psychological warfare. Slavery has been industrialized. Do you know what the hell that means? John F. Kennedy tried to come out and tell you about it, but he can only put it in so many words. He said it's a military industrial complex. Do you know what that means? When presidents are coming out, getting their brains blown out, trying to give you some information and you ignore it. I repeat, when presidents come out and break the code of silence, the oath of silence that he made to give information, knowing that he was risking his life, and he died knowing that he would, and you ignore it. You never even heard the speech, did you? You don't even care. You don't even care. It's sickening. It's so sickening that even these FBI agents, some of them on their deathbed, are coming out and telling the truth. You remember that? Remember that kind of stuff used to flood all across YouTube? Remember you can just go on YouTube and see this kind of stuff. You don't see this stuff no more because they regulated it. You don't see it no more because they regulated it. They don't want nothing but lies streaming through to your into your psyche, into your conscious, into your brain. So now, this is what I'm simply saying. We have to regulate what comes into what we're being programmed by, what comes into our computer, what streams through. We are a computer. Okay. We have to filter. You know what I mean? You don't just put anything in a car. You don't just put gas, Kool-Aid, juice, and whatever kind of shit you can get your hand on in the car. Stop. You see what I'm saying? And so that's what we have to do at this point in time. We have to train. We have to teach our young to be the same exact way, or you're done, and you're going to lose, and you're going to fail. With truth comes responsibility, and with responsibility comes truth, which means that we have to do what we have to do. Am I saying to be afraid of these devils? No, I'm saying to understand these devils, to overstand these devils. You have to understand the way that we have to understand, the way that they work and the way that they do things. We have to understand the way that they operate and the way that they create laws. They create their laws very strategically. You do know that, right? They don't just create laws off of morale. The way that the Most High creates laws, the Most High, God creates laws off of morality. It's basically morality based. and caring for self and caring for the next person. Don't eat this because it's going to be adverse to your, it's going to have adverse effects to your, you know what I mean? Don't eat this. Dietary laws. And then somebody comes out and says, oh, we don't have those anymore. What the fuck? We're no longer human. The dietary laws is what keeps a human being functioning properly. So in order for us to not have those dietary laws no more, we must not be human anymore then. Get me? That's like saying you put gasoline inside of a gas tank of a car so that it can run right. And then somebody comes along later and says, oh, no, we no longer have to just put gasoline in the car. You could put Kool-Aid in there, juice, or any kind of liquid that you find in the car. And then you see the car putting by. You see millions of cars, billions of cars riding by, putting by because you're listening to this idiot. In order for you to no longer have to operate by those laws, then that must mean a gas tank ain't a gas tank no more and a car ain't a car no more. But is that the case? No, it is not. So somebody lying? Yeah, they are. That means that they're a law. You see what I'm saying? They don't operate off of morality. Listen, these people understand what I'm saying. It's just they groom the people to not understand what I'm saying. These judges, these so-called good guys, these heroes, these upright people of the communities understand where I'm coming. They understand the Bible. They probably have a greater understanding than I do. But you see what they did? And you see how they teach? These motherfuckers, they ordain people to be pastors. You have to go through their school to be a pastor. And all they do is they teach it invertedly. They teach the Bible invertedly. They teach righteousness invertedly to the people. You see what I'm saying? With good music playing in the background and with a good feel and inside of a big, beautiful building. But it's lies and invertedly. What did Jesus say? Jesus said it's not what goes in the mouth that defiles the person. It's what comes out of your mouth. Well, that's a goddamn lie. If what was going in your mouth wasn't defiling you, then you wouldn't be speaking so like that. Think about it. Come on. This is first grade right here. But they thought that we were so stupid. We were bewitched and we were spellbound. So they can say stupid, dumb stuff like this. But if you read the Bible, obviously what goes in your mouth does defile you because it says so. It says so. What are you talking about? In come on. Ezekiel said, no, Father, I have not defiled myself by eating what was made with dung. Didn't he say that? So that makes Jesus a what? A liar. It makes somebody a liar. And as a matter of fact, I don't need the Bible to be able to read whether or not something that goes in your body can defile you or not. I'm not that stupid. But that's how retarded they made us. You see what I'm saying? So what goes in your body doesn't defile you. It's what you say. That's like telling a car. It doesn't make sense. Anyway, I'm leaving it alone. It doesn't make sense. Pray for those who despitefully use you and abuse you. Look in the Bible again. You pray for the destruction of those who despitefully use you and abuse you. You don't pray for you naturally, you don't pray for the prosperity of the people who are, you know what it means to use and abuse somebody? Let me give you an example. There's a particular nation of people on the earth that keep getting kidnapped. There's a particular nation on the earth that keep getting found gutted in a bush with their organs missing. There's one particular nation of people that these are the Hebrew Israelites, but these are the tribe of Judah. Do you hear what I'm saying here? Trying to tell you, you have Jamaicans, you have all these different tribes of Israel, but only the one and only tribe of Judah is the one that keeps getting found with their organs missing and coming up missing, just snatched off the streets. This is not by coincidence. We are being used and abused. So use it like how? Sex slaves, organs, using our organs, our hearts, our pancreas. They're taking our organs. Do you feel me? So how do you pray for the prosperity of those who are doing this to you, gutting you in a bush? You don't pray for the prosperity of somebody doing it. You don't pray for the well-being of somebody who's you see what I'm saying? Only a fool that's sitting comfortably in their own home with no compassion. They only find some type of compassion when it reaches their families and their household. These Christians sit around completely bewitched. Christians are bewitched. They sit around talking about pray for those and pray for those who despitefully you. Then pray for them in what way? Because when I read the scriptures and I look at our people, whenever we were being oppressed, killed, tortured, maimed by another nation or a particular people, we always prayed for the destruction. We always prayed for the Most High to send a strong wind. We always prayed for the Most High to do a miracle so that we could be liberated and come up out of this type of slaughter. Who likes being slaughtered? You know what I mean? Who prays for the prosperity of the slaughterer? That sounds crazy. You feel me? How can you want to prosper while praying for the people? I don't want to be friend. No, it's peace. We pray for peace and friendship. Who the fuck wants to be friends with molesters? Come on, man. Let me relax, bro. But who wants to be friends? Who wants a molester to have a chance? No. I don't know. No. I've never prayed that the Most High gives these devils a change of heart. I just hope that the Most High, I hope that we start change our ways and live our lives in such a way that the Most High has a change of heart about us. Because he's the one that made the ultimate decision to send us into captivity. He's the one that said that I'm going to send a mighty and terrible nation, a fierce nation that has no mercy on the young or on the old. He said I'm going to send them. And he did. And he told us why he was going to send them. He told us what we did to deserve it. So what we need to do is what? Change up our act, right? So that the Most High has a change of heart. I don't want no devils, no crackers to have no change of heart. I ain't worrying about that. You see what I'm saying? Because the Most High is going to punish them. And as a matter of fact, if us begging, we tried begging. We didn't change up our act, but what we did is we came begging for equal. We wanted equality with them, meaning that we wanted a friendship. We wanted a friendship with them. We wanted to be able to operate on the same basis with them. And they were sicking dogs on us when we were holding up those signs. And they were spraying us with powerful water hoses from the fireplace. And they were beating us upside the head with batons, shooting us, sicking dogs on us. So, right? That is not, the Most High never told us to beg our enemies for equality with them. He never said that. He said that I'm going to send them, and when you turn back to me with all of your heart and all of your soul, then I will hear your cries and I will hear your prayers, and then I will rain terror down on your enemies. He didn't say I'm gonna come hugging them and kissing them and bring y'all together in peace, love, and unity. He didn't say that. He never said I'm going to unify y'all together and y'all can intermarry together and live. He never said that. That's what they said. That's what they said God's going to come and do. But if you read it for yourself, he never said that that's what he's going to do when we come back to him with all of our heart and all of our soul. When we take back up the law, statutes, and commandments that apply to us. For them, it's a choice. They can choose whether or not they want to follow the law, statutes, commandments. They can choose it. It's up to them. But to us, that is a requirement. If we don't keep the law, statutes, and commandments, life will be hell for us. Esau's heaven is our hell. You see what I'm saying? They take delight on pulling out that weed whacker and that lawnmower and cutting down all of them herbs while calling them weeds. They take delight in doing it. We don't take much delight in doing it. So what they had to do was they rigged the laws. Like I told you, their laws are not made off of out of morality. Their laws are made to disrupt us and to distribute pain, heartache, and pressure on us. Do you hear me? That's what their laws are for. That's what they're made for. Like I told you, they take delight on pulling out a weed whacker and a lawnmower and cutting up on them goddamn herbs, or taking a four-wheeler or a dirt bike and cutting up on them herbs, or a 4x4 truck. You know what I mean? They take delight on cutting up on them herbs. We don't. So they had to create laws to say that if you don't cut it, we'll fine you. If you don't snip at that and cut that up, we'll fine you. You either better pay somebody to do it for you, or you better go and get a lawnmower and get them doing it yourself. Like I told you, we don't take the same delight as they do. And they structured their system to penalize us for not taking on their customs and characteristics. Do you feel me? This is the truth about them. Their whole shit is set up to bring pressure and pain. You hear me? How do we get it? How do we survive under these conditions? How do we live? How do we live in these conditions? Ignorance worked. Ignorance worked, but you were suffering peacefully, but you didn't know it. And you were going to your grave and you were being buried and nobody knew the truth. You see what I'm saying? And they like that too. So what do? We seek out the truth. We seek out righteousness. We read the scriptures, we study, and then you find out of the invertedness, the inversion. Why do they push Jesus on the whole entire world? Why do they push the new? There's a reason for this. It's not like there's just not a reason why they push the New Testament and they push the Old Testament out of here. Now they want the whole Old Testament just out of here. They're ready to just remove it. They picked through it because before the whole book used to be intact, the Apocrypha included. Remember? The whole book used to be intact. And then they started picking stuff that they didn't want us reading. Shit that they already know. They already know it to their heart. They don't have to read it. They already know to their heart that we are serving a false God, the God that they gave us. You see what I'm saying? We don't pray to Jesus naturally. You have to tell us to pray to Jesus. You're not even going to read the Bible and come out praying to Jesus. You're not, even if you just read the New Testament, only the New Testament, you're not going to leave that shit praying to Jesus. You're not going to leave that shit praying to Jesus if you read the New Testament for yourself. Are you? Because when you're not, you would, if you would read it for yourself, you would see Jesus praying to God his damn self. You would see Jesus praying and fasting to God his damn self. You would open up Revelations and you would see in the beginning, this is the words that Jesus gave to John. These are the words that God gave to Jesus for him to give to John. And you would say, okay, then Jesus can't be God. You wouldn't leave that shit praying to God, Jesus. Somebody had to tell us that. They told us that. They manipulated us. You see what I'm saying? So when the Most High said that the truth shall set you free, then what is one of the biggest truths that is going to be what is the biggest truth that is going to be used in our freedom and setting us free? What did the Most High say? Let's go back to what the Most High said. You are going to go into captivity and into bondage. You're going to be treated bad. You're going to take a wife to be your own, and she is going to be taken by another man. You're going to build a home, and you're not even going to live in it. You're going to build a vineyard, plant a vineyard, and you're not even going to be able to eat from it. Is that what's going on? Is that what's going on? We come on now. We work on all kinds of farms. When I first moved south, I was working on a farm, an industrialized one. I was seeing all kinds of beautiful stuff that I couldn't take home and I couldn't eat or touch. None of it. But I was working my ass off every single day. Listen, we were working in construction. We're building big old skyscrapers. And we don't even have a temple. We don't even have come on, bro. We paying rent to live in someone else's little raggedy ass home in the ghetto. And we're going to work building big ass skyscrapers and stuff. We have the know-how. We have the skill to do it, but you can't do it. This is slavery. This is captivity. So the Most High said he told us how to get out of here. He told us that the truth shall set you free. And then what did he say? When you turn back to me with all of your heart and all of your soul, then I will hear your cries and then I will redeem you and liberate you. Ain't that what he said? So that means that we're going to find out, we're going to stop praying to the false God. We're going to stop praying to the God that they gave us as God. We're going to stop praying to Jesus as God. And we're going to come back to the Creator the same way Abraham did. We're going to pray to the one that Moses prayed to. We're going to pray to the God of our ancestors. You see what I'm saying? Back when the Most High had delight in us, we were praying to him and he was our God. We're going to turn back to him with all of our heart and all of our soul. Ain't that right? There's our liberation. These devils don't want us knowing that. These devils don't want us knowing that. These devils don't want us knowing that. Okay? They don't like us. Listen, it doesn't matter how much they smile at us. They don't like us. It doesn't matter how many laws they have set up and you think it's to keep us, or I'm not going to say you think it, but they make you think, yo, hey, hey, come over here, bro. Come on, man. It doesn't matter how many laws they set up under the guise of this to keep you safe and to keep structure and order here. It's wicked. Any way you look at it, it's wicked. And they are wicked. And like I started this video off saying, there's a lot of wicked in the world. There's a lot of wicked in the world. There's been a lot of wicked in this place since before we got here. And it's all legal in this system one way or another. I promise you that. You want to mess around with some youngsters? There's an organization for you to join. You think I'm lying? No, I'm not lying. You want to mess around with some youngsters? There is an organization that you can join, and you and these other so-called powerful people can engage in all of that you want to legally, and there will never be charges brought against you unless that very organization is blackmailing you. Yeah. When you come out with the truth, after you took that oath of secrecy and you start coming out with the truth, that very organization that you've been doing this stuff together with, they will use those charges against you and blackmail you with it. And the whole world will be like, condemn him, hang him. And they know that that's how people work. They know that's how the system here works. You know what I'm saying? You into robbing people of their vehicles. There's an organization. You just have the need and you just want to do it. There's an organization that you can use. You can go be a tow truck driver. You're going to be a tow truck driver. You're not going to get paid much money putting your life on the line stealing these people's cars. But if you want to steal people's cars, you can legally do it by being a tow truck driver. Just hook their shit up and leave with that shit. And charge them $50 a day impound fees. And I guarantee you, most of these people will never see their vehicles ever again. Come on. There's a lot of wickedness that goes on, and it's all legal in this system. This system is bullshit. You want to be a kidnapper? Join their system. And you can go and take people's children. You can stick your nose in people's business. You hear me? You can stick your nose in people's business and take people's children because they're not operating like this satanic system thinks they should be operating. It's all wicked and the shit is bogus. And what people don't know is that you have to sign up for this mess. They try to scare you. You sign up for this mess. Listen to the Most High out there. Listen to the Most High out there. Listen to him. It's bogus. This whole system is bogus. You have to accept the terms and conditions. You know what I mean? You have to raise your right hand and make the oath to accept the terms and conditions to go along with it. I was surprised when I watched Dr. Malachi Z. York go along. I watched him get railroaded. I watched him ignorantly get railroaded. I'm like, man, this brother's smart. Why did he do that? It was fear. I'm already telling you right now, it was fear. And it was fear. And it was him wanting to get back. It was him wanting things to go back to normal. Trust me. It was him he was a millionaire. And he had I don't know how many acres this man lived on, but it looked like he had his own small city going on. He had just put another 100 houses on his land before they came and indicted him, before they came and locked him up with the warrant or whatever. 100 more houses. You see what I mean? Yo, he wanted things to go back to normal, so he took a plea deal. He wanted to get this shit behind him, get back out into the world, that's how he talks. Get lit up out there, right? That's how the Most High talks. And if you don't know it, well, you better believe that these Masons know it. They know it. They know it. It's written in the scriptures. And they're scared. And most of them are trembling right now because they know that they're guilty and they know that they're wrong. But like I say, what they like to do is they like to try to take you out of your environment. And then they like to try to give you a deal and a dream that you can just get out of here and go back to living life regular. They did it to the whole world. Think everything go back to normal. Take the bait. You don't want to stay think about it. You're in your house. You don't want to stay in your house. You want things to go back to normal. So you better do what we're telling you to do so things go back to normal. And everybody did it. That's what they do to you. They lock you up. They take you out of your home, your environment, and then they start putting deals on the table. So things, and then you just take a plea so that things can go back to normal. But it don't always work like that. And that's how they got him. Like I told you, he pled guilty, took a plea deal. The judge denied the plea deal and smacked him. Said, "Oh, but you committed guilt. You said that you're guilty to these charges. Each and every one of these charges hold a 30-year sentence." So they hit him. He had 4 charges. They each held a 30-year sentence. They ran them consecutively instead of concurrent. So he has 4 30-year sentences all to be served consecutively, 30 years after 30 years after 30 years after 30. And that's how that man wind up with like 120, 130 years in jail, bro. They railroaded him. That's what they do to you. My people perish for a lack of knowledge. You think, dang, so Malachi Z. York was lacking knowledge? It's not that he was lacking knowledge. He knew the possibilities of what could happen, but he didn't expect them to do that to him. So he had faith in a devil. And that's where he messed up. Okay? He had faith in a devil and in a satanic system that he knew for a fact hated him. All right? They always smile. Come on, man. They don't have, how could they ever have our best interests at heart? How could a bunch of Romans and a bunch of Greeks, if you read up on them, the history about them, how could they ever have your best interests at heart? They rule the world through dependency, and through deception, lies, manipulation. That's how they rule stuff. And that's exactly why the Most High said that the truth shall set you free. Am I saying that we should be scared of them? No, but I'm saying that we as grown-ups, we as grown-ups have the responsibility to give our children a grown-up type of mentality about them, because this is not the kind of world that you want to play games in. These devils are controlling the vibrations and the frequency out here. And I ain't only talking about through music neither. And I ain't talking about through the television or that bullshit on Facebook neither, because they're doing it that way too. But they're also doing it through frequency. They're using electricity. If you know what I'm saying. They're capitalizing, they're using their technology to control people. Electric current. Okay? And with that going on, these are wicked people. So the evil in the environment is going to go up. And the more the evil goes up, come on. I don't have to say this. The more wicked it gets out here, the more of how can you live life? How can your children live life? How? We have to run to the Most High. That's our safety net right there. He's our safety. We have to go to the Most High. That's why I told you I don't deal with Facebook no more. Got rid of cable TV. Why? Because it's too goddamn wicked. Facebook is way more evil than TV. You're going to see way more wickedness on Facebook, just scrolling up through Facebook, than you're going to find flipping the channels, in my opinion, on TV. That's just my opinion. You feel me? TV served its purpose. TV served its purpose. Now you can see ordinary people doing the most wickedest crap. You know what I mean? Let me go out here and set up these things. Did you set them up? How me set these up? I gotta collect rain, y'all. So it's gonna be a little brief intermission, but I'll go out here and collect some of this rain. Hold on. The Most High, he said, fear not. He said, fear not. And you can't just fear not. There's something that you have to do in order to fear not. You can't just, oh, God said fear not, so I'm going to fear not. It don't work like that. There's steps. There's steps that you have to take. There's things that you have to do in order to fear not. Or else something's going to make you afraid. Something, come on, man. Something harmless is going to make you afraid. It's inverted world. There's people scared of harmless stuff and comfortable with the most evilest shit, like a judge or a cop or you see what I'm saying? I feel uneasy when I see anybody in a uniform, whether it's military or whatever it is. Not afraid, uneasy. I don't trust them and I don't like them. I'll be back. Hold on. Appreciate it. Now, I didn't know that bonus was already gonna be over. You know? I got a strike and I can't and I'm in YouTube jail. I'm in YouTube jail because I posted clips of that fight, that Alabama fight. I posted 3 clips of that Alabama fight, and I'm in YouTube jail, man. And I got a strike to my channel. But if you go on YouTube, that fight is viral all over YouTube. But soon as when I post it, I get penalized. But it's all over YouTube. Everybody posted it. But hey, you know, it is what it is. We talked about this before, how they hold certain people to a higher standard. It's been like that ever since. I'm just glad that I already expect it. I already know what's going on when it's going on. I don't have to sit here dumbfounded like, oh, I already made videos about how certain people, target individuals, get held to a higher standard. Okay. Way back in school, even in school, I was held at a higher standard. Even elementary school, I was held at a higher standard. Anything that they can do to penalize me, they capitalized on it. As soon as I gave them the chance, you feel me? So what I'm saying is don't give them the chance. I don't even play with it. Like, I don't even play with it. You feel me? I try to walk a straight line, bro. I don't want to smoke nothing. I don't want to take a puff of nothing. I don't want to take a sip of nothing. I ain't sipping on no wine, no nothing. I'm clean, bro. You know what I mean? I drink a majority of nothing but water and rain at that. Rain. Try to be as pure as possible. These devils are always looking for, they put the bait out there. You feel me? They'll let a lot of people go ahead and grab it because it's not really them who they're really looking for. It's your ass. And that's what I'm really understanding. I'm understanding this shit. It's you they want. You got to reach your hand in there once and watch how we come and get you though. You feel me? And that's what they're doing. And they're watching closely. Some of us are being watched very closely. You don't even know it. You don't even realize it. They're watching us very, very closely. You may not be important in all of these other people's eyes, but you damn sure are important in their eyes. You know? Bow Courtois. As long as you got the Most High, as long as you have righteousness and obedience to the Most High, then you're always going to have some level of happiness and some level of comfort. You feel me? And like I told you, it ain't hard to get a level of comfort in this world because even ignorance gives you a certain level of comfort. Ignorance, it gives you a certain level of comfort. But these people are losing because when you got the truth, when you look at the ignorant person who thinks that they're winning, they're losing. In this world, it's kind of like it's like righteousness versus money and prosperity. They both bring comfortability. These people think that they're good because they got money, and this person knows that they're good. because they got the Most High and they've been being righteous. You know what I'm saying? If you watch the person that has the Most High with them, that yes, they go through trials and tribulations, but they always come out on top, and they learn something from that lesson, and they always learn something, and they always get even more righteous after the trial is up. But if you look at these people with the money, they're always going through something too. But it'd be bad for them. Them niggas be losing legs and limbs. They be winding up wheelchair bound, and house got burnt down, but they got the money, so they buy another one. But that kind of stuff just don't really happen to people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like, I wrecked my Porsche back in 2012. I wrecked my Porsche. Should have died. We don't wreck Porsches. We don't. You got the money, so you just keep keep crashing and going through it, and then your money, and with your money, you don't see that this is a death style. You don't see that you're on the highway to hell because you have money to just buy another car. Your house. My ex-wife burnt my house down. You just got money to just buy another house. You had a pool in the backyard. One of your children drowned in that motherfucker, and the money just keeps you not seeing how prevalent the demons are in their life. We moved from that house. You feel me? You see what I mean? So it's the illusion, and they come out here talking about, I'm winning, I'm getting to the bag, I'm winning. You're not winning. If you look at the trials and tribulations that you've been going through and losing, and you look at the trials and tribulations that I've been going through and winning, not bragging, giving all glory to the Most High God, you are losing, I am winning. Okay? So this is how we win, staying close to the Most High. Okay? I can't get to I see people coming into this live and leaving, coming in and leaving. I can't just get straight to it and I have to talk about what's hindering. I have to talk about I have to talk about the illusions of happiness first. I have to talk about the tactics that they use to oppress us and how tricky they are. You know what I mean? We have to talk about that before we get to the solution. I can't just mention it and then get straight to the solution. And the solution is not money. And they want you thinking that prosperity is prosperity is happiness. When even prosperity here is just an illusion. Even prosperity alone is an illusion. Even being rich and even their happiness. You know what I'm saying? And the internet's going to continue to mess up, y'all. I'm just going to keep talking. But then just the reassurance, like, yo, this is happiness. Being close to the Most High and having and knowing that you have a relationship with Him. What else? What more do you really, really want? I mean, what more do you really, really want? What, you want to go up on the moon? How happy is it going to make you feel to go land on the moon? I don't care about landing on no damn moon. You feel me? Like, having a relationship with the Most High and knowing it is enough. Now all you got to do, now that you established that connection with Him, now what you have to do is maintain it. Because now he puts responsibility on you. And He says, I'm going to open up your eyes and I'm going to open up your ears. Since me and you are dealing with each other now. So what does the Most High God want you to see? Well, I want you to see that every day that you wake up and jump on TikTok, you're looking at a whole bunch of wickedness and you can do without it. You know what I mean? I want you to see that every day that you wake up and jump on Facebook, you're putting something you're putting something, you don't think it because it's not physical, it's not tangible. Like a glass or a glass of beer. It's not tangible. So you think that you're not really polluting yourself the way that you would be by drinking down that glass of beer. But you are. You are. You see what I mean? You are. When you go on there and you're going through that, you're seeing stuff that you shouldn't be seeing. You're witnessing shit that you shouldn't be witnessing and all kind of stuff. And the whole world is out there on there. It's like being in the city. Like, I don't leave the house much. But as long as I go on Facebook, when I think of Facebook, I think of like it's a crowded city. It is if you think about it, because everybody's on that mug. You know what I mean? When you go downtown New York, you don't know who you're going to run into. You got gangsters, black, white, and Chinese gangsters. You got Indian tough guys in the city of New York on a crowded day. You know what I mean? You got the Hebrew Israelites over there on the corner, right? Over there preaching. You got the Chinese lady over here selling some street food. You got the Indian dude across the street selling street food. You got the Muslims down the block. They got the pyramids and all their, they got all of their Egyptology stuff going. You got the Egyptologists up the block a little bit from them. They got all their stuff going on. You don't know what you're going to run into. You got the cops. And then you got the people that's walking around here pickpocketing, going home with people's cell phones and shit that they just took out of people's pockets. It's everybody down here all at once. That's like Facebook. That's like Facebook. You got the gays, you got the Hebrew Israelites out there, you got the Christians, you have everybody on there. And you never know what you're going to get when you're scrolling. You're just scrolling. You never know what's going to pop up in front of your eyes. You see what I'm saying? I left the city life. So what the hell am I still doing on Facebook? I'm getting the same thing that I got out of the city life on Facebook. It's just digital, but it's still filtering through my mind and through my eyes and my ears. I don't need to see it no more. And that's what the Most High is showing me. I'm not saying that he doesn't have to be shown. I'm showing you. I'm telling you. You can take it or leave it. You can ignore it. Don't matter to me. I'm leaving Facebook to hell alone. Because the Most High you introduced to. What were you doing that you overcame in life? Alcohol, porn, whoremongering, smoking cigarettes, weed. These are all things that you didn't pick up as a child. This shit that was introduced to you, and then you wound up wrestling with it, and you put it down, and you walked away. You didn't have to go and bomb Budweiser in order for you to liberate yourself from what Budweiser was doing to you. Budweiser is the devil, but Budweiser, you have to think about, you're the devil. You feel what I'm saying? We're identifying Satan right now, man. You didn't have to go bomb Budweiser in order for you to defeat Budweiser in your journey, in your walk. You feel me? You put Budweiser down, deny Satan, and he will flee from you. You no longer have to deal with Budweiser or contend with Budweiser or Coors Light because you deny it and you put it down. You feel me? So the Most High let me know that your struggle and the devil is your own, is what you're introduced to and what you choose to deal with and contend with. That's the devil. That's your biggest main issue. These other devils out here in this world, their thing is this. Their thing is what they do is they put the stuff out there. They put the stuff out there for you to deal with it, pick it up, and take it home. Whether it's your mind or physical, whether it's spiritually, mentally, or physically, their job is to put it out there for you to pick it up and deal with it in some type of way. And then once you become under the influence of it, their job is to show up and then haul your ass off to jail. Or charge your family a casket to put you in after they rob you of your heart, your organs, and all them other stuff that they want. That's their job. And they stand, and you never know what they did. They stand innocent as hell. They stand innocent like they never did anything. You see what I'm saying here trying to say? Their job is to put this stuff out in front of you and your children. Once you understand that, then you understand how weak Satan is to you. He can be as strong as he wants to your neighbor or to, you see what I'm saying? But this battle is yours. This battle is yours. That's why there was Moses in his day. That's why there was Jeremiah in his day. That's why there was Mattathias and his sons in his day. Now, why is it him and his sons? Because the principles that he learned from the Most High and being righteous and obedient servant of the Most High, he taught those same principles to his children, and he raised them in truth and righteousness. So then it wasn't only him, it was the gift that kept on giving. He gave it to his children. He had 5 very virtuous sons. Okay, so Mattathias and his 5 virtuous sons aided in the rebellion against these stink ass Greeks and the liberation of our people. He did it. You see what I mean? It wasn't about how much money they had, how many guns and knives they had. It was about how obedient they could be to the Most High, and how much of Satan's shit, how much of Satan's influences that was going out into the world they can ignore. It's not like they were living under a rock some goddamn where. They were here in the world too. They were here in the world too. And at that time, what did it say? How did it start? It said that Alexander the Greek was reigning supreme all over the world. Not only in Jerusalem, not only in one or two places, all over the world. Okay? So then they overcame by staying close to the Most High. That's what I'm saying here. I'm trying to tell y'all. Your battle with Satan is personal. Do you hear me? Your battle with Satan and these devils is personal. It's very, very personal. How much do you personally care? You say you love your children. How much do you love them? You say you love your descendants. How much do you love them? Do you 200, 300 years after your ass is dead and gone, there's going to be somebody, maybe somebody here from your lineage. Are they going to be able to look? Is your story going to be that you cared enough about them that you are? What were you doing? Were you on the internet every goddamn day until the day that you died? Were you surfing the web for your own entertainment and boredom when you could have been reading the scriptures? What were you doing with your little few days on this earth? Did you say that you loved and loved, but you didn't really do much loving and caring? You see what I'm saying? We have to get the illusions out of here, man. And that's all Satan is. That's all Satan can do is put shit out there. People drinking beer, they put the shit on a commercial, man. Sitting on the beach drinking a Corona with a lime in it. And they're like, cheers to the good life. It's two people sitting there and they cheers to the good life and they take a sip and put the beer down. And then you see the breeze and then they just show the breeze in the water. Remember those commercials? Now you can either buy that. That's up to you whether you're going to buy that or not. It's up to you. It's an illusion. Peace, happiness, tranquility, the good life, comfort, joy, relaxation. That's what it says. That's what that commercial was screaming. That's what the devil was screaming to you, to your subconscious and your conscious awareness and your unaware mind. It's just this is what this is screaming to you, period. But what is it really saying? What does that commercial say when you see it? To me, it says trickery. It says lies. It says deception. It says alcoholism. It says addict, addiction, right? That's what it says. It says rot gut. It says cancer. And it ultimately says death, right? That's what it says. That's what it says. So now it's on you to see it for what it is and then walk away. And Satan's always going to try to get you. He's already getting your children. Especially, oh my God, he has them 100% of the time. You don't think so? Of course, 8 hours a day. First thing they do is wake up in their mind, they're getting ready to go here. They already have you. And then you go there, you let them show up for breakfast and drink that milk, that milk, and eat that pus, eat that muffin. You know what I mean? And that whatever. And then they do eight hours today, and then they go home and do another hour of homework, and then they watch TV. Ooh-wee, he got you. He got you. Yo, this world is already sold up right now. Right now, at this point in time that we're sitting here having this conversation, Satan has the world sold up. He has it. He has this shit sold up, yo. Sold up. We're just waking up to the truth. We're just walking in the land. We are literally whoever's listening to this. If you're woke, then you just know that me and you and a few others are literally walking in the land of the dead, consciously thinking and aware and trying to help each other think, trying to help each other become more, trying to help our people become more aware of what's really going on. Satan's tactics. They're nothing but hooks in the pond. Like I said, they're hooks in the pond. Has education hanging on a hook, money hanging on a hook. You see what I mean? Snacks, taste your taste buds. Shit's not even good for you. Hanging on a hook. Pizza, hanging on a hook. Cartoons, hanging on a hook. Beer and alcohol, it's hanging on a hook. Which one do you want to go and get yourself attached to? The way Satan wants it, he wants you to be all hooked up and entangled in that shit. And guess what? The more richer that you are, usually the more entangled that you are in all of this. You feel me? That's how he wants you. And guess what? All of those hooks are slowly dragging you down the valley of the shadow of death. The Most High wants you to unhook yourself. Take this goddamn porn off me. Everybody's hooked up to Facebook. The whole world's hooked up to Facebook. Let me be one of the ones who's unhooked. To hell with that shit. I don't care. You feel me? People are addicted to that mess. Once I see everybody's addicted to something, and I start to see that I was addicted to it too. I start to see my own addiction to it. I unhook myself. I have to unhook myself. I have to. That's not an ego thing. That's a smart, wise thing. I'm not going back on Facebook. You feel me? We have to unhook all of these hooks. Get these hooks off me. Get this mess off me. Get off me. Get off me. Get off me. Get off me. All of it down to, oh, you're a black man. You're an African American. Get that hook off me too. Get that off me. You see what I mean? These are illusions. These are illusions. If you could possibly liberate yourself from all of these things that this devil introduced us to, you would find yourself alone, standing right there face to face with the Most High and the devil. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Once you shed all of that, because these were all you. These were all parts of you. The alcoholic, you. The sex addict, you. The I just have to get one off. I just have to get one off. You. That's a part of you, man. Excuse me. That's where you felt comfortability in these types of things. Wasting time. Most people sit around. Most people are make themselves the most busiest for this satanic system, for the money, to get the money. You make yourself the most busiest for the money. You spend most of your time in for the money. And then on your spare time, they have you too. It's them too. It's them again. You never even knew, huh? It's them again. You feel me? It's them again. You think your child gets home from a long day of school and they just want to sit there and just chill and watch cartoons? They're dealing with the same devil again that they were saying that they were just dealing with in school. It's them again. They have so many hooks in this pond for us that it's not even funny. You leave one hook to another hook, and you just hook them on yourself, and they know this. It's not easy. It's not easy what I'm saying, but it's possible to master yourself. You have to go through a lot. But I can promise you this. Well, I don't want to make any promises, but I like to think like this. If there's a master from, I don't know, 3,000 years ago, a master. I don't care if he's Chinese, Japanese, Indian. I don't care if he's a Hebrew Israelite from Judah. I don't care if he's a Levi. Somebody who mastered himself, whoever they are, at any given time. If he could look at you, what would he have to say about you? What would he say to you? Think about it real quick now. If a Chinese master from 3,000 years ago comes back to this earth and looked at your daily life, looked at everything going on, looked at the world, the whole system and everything, what would he say to you? I'm pretty sure he would say that if I was you, I wouldn't even have, he would probably most likely say, if I was you, I wouldn't even have a cell phone. And your response would probably be, well, back in your day, they didn't have phones. So of course you wouldn't. But then he would say, well, I'm here now and I'm with you and I can see what's going on. And I'm here. And in this day and age, I wouldn't have one. I'd put that down. He'd say, I'd looked around. He'd say, I've been here. Issue that it's in your best interest to put that shit down. See, now you have to wrestle with what he's saying to you and with your own demons and your own, you know what I mean? Now you have to make the choice. Would you say, well, this is so beneficial though? but I need it for this and for that. I need it for navigation. It helps me navigate the world. He said, you don't need that for navigation. Think about it. He say there's maps, and he would say that you have a built-in navigation inside of your own body. And then you would probably be like, well, how do I have a navigation inside built in? He would say, because there's a place that you want to go. All you have to do is go there. If there's a place that you want to go, all you have to do is get there. Do you know the difference between east, north, west, and south? Do you know how to tell it when you're just standing there? Or you never even figure that out? Do you know where's the North Star at? Or you never even bothered with that kind of stuff? He would say that if there's a place that you want to get to, you're going to get there. I don't care if it's a landmass or one particular building. You get there by, that's what you want, and you go. I'm telling y'all that if I love to do this kind of stuff. I do it all the time. You have to evaluate yourself with the mind of a master. How would he evaluate your life? How would he evaluate the things that you do on your daily activities? How would he evaluate what you're about to sit there and eat or drink, or what you're entertained by, what you're wasting this whole hour sitting here doing, laying back on your couch, just surfing YouTube and on Facebook, watching these little corny behind videos? How would he evaluate you? That's all I'm asking you. That's all I'm asking you. And then once you figure that out, you think about what I'm saying to you. He's not even God. He's not even God. This is just a man who mastered himself. His opinion means a lot. Okay, now think about God and how he's judging you. Think about the scriptures. Think about the scriptures. Think about David. When you read about David and what he did with his spare time, how many times he prayed to the Most High. Just think about it. That's all. That's all I'm saying. See, that kind of a master is untouchable. Listen, these devils' worst nightmares for you to think the way that I'm saying here, telling you to do. I'm telling you to master yourself. I'm telling you to create a criteria for yourself and follow it. Start to look around and start to unhook yourself. Say, look, I'm taking this hook off. This hook right here, I'm taking it off. I've done this before, and that's why that's why I'm able to speak this way. I've changed. I'm a whole new person than I used to be when I used to live up north. I've shed a lot. I've shed a lot. You know what I mean? I shed a lot, and I'm still shedding up until this very day. And I know, and what these devils do is they watch and they watch and they watch, and they try to catch you doing something that they put out there. That's what they do. Why do they watch people so hard? Think about it now. Who do these devils usually watch? Are they usually watching the bad guy? Hell no. Listen, they do watch the bad guy, but let me tell you when they strike with the so-called bad guy. Let's say like somebody like the Black Mafia. What were they called? The Black Mafia, whatever they were called. Yeah, they were watching the Black Mafia. They watch you commit murders. They watch you commit crimes. They don't swoop in to get you for these murders and on these crimes and on these robberies and on these drug deals and stuff. That's not when they get you. Usually when you have high crime like that, organized crime like that, you have government officials and police aiding these people, backing these people, flying drugs in from out of the country. This is what we all know. So what are they really watching? They're watching to make sure you don't do something good. See, I'm telling you the truth. When you go to do something good, that's when they come in and bust you. That's when they take you to jail. That's when they break you up. When you start to do for the community, that's when, I promise you. That's when you start to do for the community, when you start to feed the poor, when you start to pay everybody's goddamn rent and build homes and put poor people in these homes, that's when you start to have a positive influence on the people. That's when they come and bust your ass and send you to jail. I promise you that. I promise you that. They are all right. We have to gain understanding. This place that we're living in is an ancient place. Okay? You don't come to an ancient place and treat it like a fucking toy. Excuse me. But you don't come into this ancient place and treat it like a toy. You don't treat this shit like a Barbie house. Like you don't treat this shit like a Barbie, like a Lego house. You don't take it like a joke. I wish that I could express myself the way that I'm really feeling and the way I'm really thinking. This is a very old and ancient and magical place. It's a very wonderful place that we're living here in. And you know that it is. If there's people running around here creating cell phones and space shuttles and aircraft that just lifts up and just shoots away, but you can't do it. Obviously, somebody's taking this place more serious than your ass. You shouldn't have to go to school to learn how to construct something like a helicopter or airplane. Schools don't teach you that anyway. You have to be on the bad boy side under they're the good guys, but they're the bad guys. We all know that. Let's not play games here. And when you start to figure out how to do something on your own, like power a vehicle or create a vehicle and run it off water, they come to kill you. But they can't just come kill and do what they want to do. They come under the guise of, oh man, good job, man. You see what I mean? And as soon as you sign a contract with them, then you wind up dead and they destroy all your files and everything because they never want nobody getting their hands on that. That's what they do. That's what they're known for doing. All I'm saying is we got to start taking life more serious. You see what I'm saying? A master from 3,000 years ago, if he comes back and sees you paying an electricity bill, he'd laugh at you. He would laugh at you. Well, he wouldn't think that's funny. He would see it for what it is. He would see it for what it is. He would see what you're a victim of. He wouldn't have to be with you for no longer than 2-3 hours to start explaining already what you're a victim of. He would say, I have to go outside. I can't be in your house. And you would say, why? He said, because I'm getting a headache. My head is ringing. My ears are ringing. My eyes feel like they're about to pop out my goddamn head. I have to go outside. And then he would go outside barefoot and sit there on the ground at ease and at peace. And then he would start to explain to you why. He would say, because I have to be grounded. They're using electricity against y'all. They're using frequencies against y'all. There's too much energy in the air. There's too much frequency. There's too much negative vibrations and frequencies. You see what I'm saying? In the air. And it hurts. You don't hear it because you're used to it, but it's ringing my goddamn head. It's ringing. And I can actually feel the vibration. And it's negative. There's demons. There's demons in your house. I have to go outside. There's too many demons in your house. So he'd go outside and be at ease and at peace. This is what I know for a fact. He's not going to come back here walking around with sneakers and boots and shoes and shit on. Not and all this radiation and Wi-Fi. There's no goddamn way. He's going to stay grounded. And if he does have shoes on, then he's going to have a cane in his hand. And his cane is going to be made out of wood, of course. And he's probably going to have copper wrapped around it that goes the whole way down to the ground. So his hand is going to be on the wood and on the copper. And from his hand and the copper on the ground, the cane is going to keep him grounded. If he would have flip-flops or shoes on, the cane is going to keep him grounded. You see what I mean? Through his hand and that cane, he's going to stay grounded to the ground. But in this day and age, they got you thinking that somebody that walks with a cane has to have a back problem or he has to. No. We didn't use canes and staffs for that. They helped us to stay grounded while we wore sneakers and shoes and boots and shit like that. Why do you want to stay grounded? Because you want to stay connected to source. You don't know what it's like to have a sound mind, so you don't know what it's like to lose one. Trust me, once you get it, once you gain a sound mind, you never want to lose it. Okay? You don't want to lose it. So these people, they already know what naked. See, we naked. Like naked, we don't know nothing. We have a gun, a bow and arrow, and a knife because we never know what to expect. Well, back in the day, all you needed was a staff. You knew exactly what to expect. You be walking and the old man be like, shh. And then he'd be like, this way. You'd be like, what the? Because he's feeling where the water, y'all trying to find water, he's feeling where it's at. His cane, that staff, his being on the ground is helping him. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, come on now. They robbed us of that. We're human beings. We're human beings, man. This is what we have. This is what the Most High gave us. These are the gifts that the Most High gave us. These devils don't want us to have these things. You feel me? Why would you shadow ban a person who comes and speaks to people like this? Caring, saying, here, this is what, come on. They claim to care about our health. They claim to care about our health. Well, I'm saying her time, I'm trying to help people with their health, how to gain a sound mind and to make better decisions. They don't love us. They don't like us. They don't want us using our human abilities and capabilities at their maximum effect, to the maximum degree, to the maximum extent, because they know that we're going to turn around and see them out of existence. See them out of existence. Imagine them out of existence. Why? Because we see them for who they are. We see them for exactly who they are. And we see the system for what it is. Moses went out into the wilderness. He spent a lot of time out there, didn't he? Well, guess what? He became a master out there, because everything that he got introduced to in the way of life that he got introduced to inside of Egypt as a slave, or not as a slave, but as a descendant of, he was a Hebrew Israelite, so he's a descendant of slaves. The system, he shed the whole system. He went out in the wilderness. He learned to eat out there. He learned to drink out there. I'm pretty sure he wasn't dumb enough to have a cell phone or a computer or a laptop. He didn't have a job or a career out there. He wasn't trying to get to the bag out there, and he wasn't whoremongering. I'm pretty sure he wasn't beating off and busting it off his vitality out there. You feel me? He wasn't eating McDonald's and Wendy's and shit out there. The man went from living in the system to living out in the wilderness in a blink of an eye, and he met God. And the Most High said, take your flip-flops off, because these are holy grounds. And he spoke to the Most High, and he was the one to come back in and liberate our people. It's just that simple. And how ironically, the man had a staff. Now, why did it say that he had a staff while he was in the wilderness? No, but when he went back in, he had a staff. Now, I wonder why. Because when he was in the wilderness, he was grounded. When he was in the wilderness, he was grounded. He was surrounded in nature by nature. Come on now. So when he went back into the city, into the system, he had a staff with him, keeping him grounded. You don't walk around. You don't go back into the system. Come on, bro. You could put two and two together. You could put two and two together. The man mastered himself, and he had what it took to liberate our people. He was a man of God. He was these devil's worst goddamn nightmare. If Moses came back right now today, he wouldn't chill with you in your apartment or in your house. You say, Moses, where the hell are you going? He's walking off into the woods. I'm going into the woods. Why? There's nothing out there. There's no stores. There's nothing. Man, I ain't looking for those. I'm going into the wilderness. I'm going to go live. What do you mean? I'm leaving. I'm going into the wilderness. I've done this before. Where there's bear traps and all kinds of, bro, hey, I've done this before. You feel me? I'm going to go and connect with nature. I'm going to go connect and make a connection with the Most High God of Israel. So what do you think Moses is going to be doing tonight at 3:00 in the morning while you're sitting there sleeping or laying there restless and on the internet? Moses is going to be in the wilderness seeking and praying to the Most High on your behalf, since you can't do it. You claim to care about your children. He don't even know your goddamn children do. And yeah, your neighbor's going to call him crazy. Yeah, most people going to call him crazy. And no, the cops are not going to like Moses. Why the hell would the police like Moses? They were trying to trump charges up on him in no time. The Freemason judge, the Freemasonic, the Satanic Brotherhood, oath-keeping secrecy judge. You think he's going to like Moses? They're going to drag Moses in there. And he's going to look like a peasant to them because they're rich and they live in mansions and they drive in Beamers and Jaguars. And Moses lives in the woods and he's dirty and he's dusty. He's going to look like a fucking peasant, right? And they're going to try to trump charges up on him and do whatever they can. You see what I'm saying? Because he is the epitome of having his people's best interests at heart. People know this. That's why when that dude was taking that walk, that guy was taking that walk. He was walking all across. He was walking from like Alabama to Florida. Some Puerto Rican looking dude. Everybody jumped on that man's jock. And I don't mean no disrespect by saying this, but everybody jumped on him and was calling him the modern day Jesus and taking pictures with him and everything. These people don't love Jesus. These people don't love, yeah, but all I'm saying is they know real when they see real. When they see somebody that has what it takes to walk out of this system and try to operate in this world outside of this system, These people see it for what it is, and they start taking pictures with you and glorifying you and stuff like that. These people are not ignorant and they're not stupid. For all we know, that was just a social experiment. I don't know, and I don't know that dude, but it taught me a lot. It told me a lot about people, that they're not as ignorant as they appear to be. You know what I'm saying? They would spot Moses from a mile away. If they spotted that little Puerto Rican dude, who didn't seem that bright, because I seen a picture of him posing with a dude holding up his middle finger. I'm like, what? That one went viral. I shared it myself. I said, well, goddamn. You know, if Moses was to come back, these people would see Moses for who he is. You know what I mean? Listen, man. This is your life. I ain't telling you how to live your life or what to do, but all I'm telling you is this. This is your life. Maybe you should take it more serious. I'm gonna tell you like that. Maybe you should try to go above and beyond. You know what I mean? Instead of reading all about Chinese masters and people who are masters and martial artists, I'm telling you now, when they say that he's a Chinese master, he's not only, you think of martial arts because the man was a master in martial arts, but you don't become a master in martial arts unless you become a master of yourself first. Do you hear what I'm saying here? Telling you, you don't have a great relationship with the Most High. I don't give a damn if you can say it all you want. I'm highly favored. I have a great relationship with the Most High. No, you don't have a great relationship with the Most High celebrating Christmas and New Year's and Easter. I don't care what you think. No, you don't have a great relationship with the Most High. No, you do not. It's a lie. You don't have a great relationship with the Most High unless you begin mastering yourself. Okay? In the days that Jeremiah was living in, trying to preach to our knuckleheaded behind people, they all thought they had great relationships with the Most High. And they all thought that they were justified in the way that they were living their lives. Okay? Jeremiah had a great relationship with the Most High, but even he wouldn't consider it to be all that great. He said, Father, why are you putting me through this? Why are you putting me through this? This hurts. This hurts. This is embarrassing. Feelings are hurt. They're laughing at me. They're scoffing at me. They're making fun of me. I can tell that they want to see, they're waiting for my downfall. I'm getting locked up and going to jail. You're sending me down here to the courthouse, which at that time, this was Israel. There wasn't that divide and conquer shit going on. The courthouse was the prison. The prison was it was all one and the same, as it should be. So when Jeremiah was going down to the king and so-called protest, he was contesting about the way that they were doing things, the way that the law was being operated. That was just like you going down to the courthouse right now, and you see what I'm saying, and bringing your argument to the judge and telling the judge that if he don't change, if he don't either work to change politics, because right now the judges just work for the system. Back then in Jeremiah's time, it wasn't that our judges just work for the system. It was that the king actually was in control of the whole entire thing. So he would go to the controller. So who's the controllers here? We don't know. We haven't seen them, but I'm pretty sure they're Jewish. The synagogue of Satan. You don't get a chance to see who's controlling this shit. You just see the little puppets. So imagine being able to walk up to the head Jew that's controlling this shit and being able to give him a piece of your mind and a word from the Most High that the Most High God put on your heart. Imagine walking up to him and saying, listen, you need to change the way that politics is working because it's backwards and it's inverted and it's wicked and it's satanic and you know what you're doing. You know goddamn well that they're playing hangman with them children in school. Don't play stupid. If you don't change it, the Most High sent me this word to you. You're done. You're doomed and your people are doomed. But you and your personal family, you're going to get your eyes popped out your head and all this other stuff that he was saying to them, letting them, you know what I mean? They're going to lock you up. You know what Jeremiah was saying to these people, and you realize he was being punished. Okay, well, it's the same type of world going on right now, and everybody's not going to master themselves, and everybody can't. But what are you going to do? That's what I'm going to sit here and say. You're going to you're telling me that a Chinese dude from 300 years ago he took his life more serious than you? You're telling me that some Chinese dude right now who's 150 years old doing a goddamn one-handed push-ups. They have this in China. You can go over to China right now and see an old ass dude that's 100 and something years old who still runs. Even in those movies, in them Bruce Lee movies, you know, you see them old ass Chinese men that are running, carrying a whole wagon with a grown man in it, with his luggage and everything. It's not a cartoon. It's real. Yeah, over in China, and I'm pretty sure they still have it to this day, but back in the day, they have human taxis. It's a whole wagon. It's a wagon. You get in, you and your wife, you put your luggage in, and this old ass 80-year-old Chinese dude lifts you up and starts running with you to where you across town. He runs the whole time. You seen it? That's wild. Our teenagers can't do that shit. Our 20-year-old men can't do that shit. 30 and 40, we're not built like that. So when I say that them Chinese dudes who mastered themselves, it's not only the art of kung fu and fighting. You don't master that until you master yourself. So that means that he watches what he eats. He watches what he drinks. He even watches what he thinks. You can't beat a kung fu master in a game of chess. See, and that's how that proves you that it's not all about just fighting, punching somebody in the face, and uppercutting somebody, and body slamming somebody, and choke slamming somebody. No, he did his research. He knows how to hit you in the gut with 2 fingers and make you have a bowel movement. He knows how to make you poop. He knows where to hit you with 1 finger and make you start pooping and peeing uncontrollably. He did his research. He studied. He analyzed the human body. He knows how to, you see what I mean? This is what they do. They understand how the body functions. They know all about the neurons and all of that stuff. They know how to eat. They know how to drink. They know how to think. Why do we don't want to bother ourselves with becoming a master and mastering ourselves? Some little white boy can't just come up and just start deceiving one of these Chinese dudes that take life serious. What you see, we don't know that Bruce Lee was a philosopher. But you have to, if you study up on Bruce Lee, then you would quickly Google Bruce Lee. If you Google him, it tells you right there. It has all of his titles right there. It says that he's an actor. It says that he was a kung fu teacher and a philosopher. Nobody knows. Everybody, how's he philosopher? Why the fuck do you think you don't become so nice like that without being a philosopher, without studying, reading. I don't know of anybody who had as many books as Bruce. I don't know nobody. Bruce Lee, I don't know nobody yet who had as many books as he had. Me just doing my research on him. Malcolm X, I don't know Malcolm X have as many books as he did. You see what I mean? And I'm not taking nothing from Malcolm X, but Malcolm X wasn't a master. Malcolm X wasn't a master. He wasn't even attempting to truly master himself at that type of level. And I think that we all should. There's a lot that we can learn from these Hebrew Israelites from long ago in the scriptures. There's a lot that we can learn from them. And there's a lot that we can learn from these Chinese, from these old ancient Chinese masters. If you think about them and just ponder them, your brain will take you to what I'm saying here trying to tell you. Your mind will take you there. And this is the reason why I have Zen books. I have Zen books. I have all of these things. And all that I'm doing is learning. When we do this type of research, all we're doing is finding out who we are. Because us as Hebrew Israelites, and as mainly the tribe of Judah, all of our culture has been stolen and parlayed all over the world. There was an Israelite master before there was a Chinese one. I can guarantee you that. There was a Chinese martial artist, a Hebrew Israelite one long before there was a Chinese one. They actually learned from us. But now, since we have been so dumbfounded, we have to start all over. And now we have to go learn about ourselves and other people. We have to go look at the Chinese to learn back different attributes about ourselves. We have to look at the Indians and learn different attributes attributes about ourselves. We have to look at the monks. Okay, we have to look at the Tibetan monks and the Hindus. We have to look at all around the world to gather back knowledge of our own selves. You even have to look at the animal kingdoms. We have to look at the animals, the lions, the tigers, and look at how they do things to learn back truth about who we are. Because we lost it, man. You know, they got us running around here stepping on ants, anything living, step on a roach, a water bug. Come on, we all know what it feels like to step on a big fat water bug and it pop underneath our shoes. That's sad. That's sad, but we don't all know that goddamn 10 commandments. We don't even know where to find them at in the Bible. These little children running around here killing stuff and eating up poison and watching cartoons and memorizing the goddamn what do they call that? The Pledge of Allegiance. We all memorize the Pledge of Allegiance, but we don't even know the 10 commandments. You shall not have any other gods before me. That's not Jesus saying that. That's God the Creator. Number one, you shall have no other gods before me. That's God the Creator. Now, how many people know that? How many people teach that to their children at an early age? How many people grow up as grown-ups knowing that? You might have heard it, but you didn't know what it meant. Jesus is not the one saying that. He cannot be your God. Listen, you shall have no other gods. These are qualities. Okay? This is the foundation. Listen, I'll put it to you like this. When you're building a house, you need a foundation first, right? You can't start building the steps without building the house. You can't start building the steps without building the foundation first. You can't start building the attic on a house without building the foundation first. You don't go up and start working on the chimney when you didn't start on the foundation. Do you hear me? So I'm telling you that you cannot be a man. You cannot raise a child into being a man or a woman, let alone a virtuous man or a woman, until you deal with the foundation first. Moses didn't try to turn our people into better people and give us a better mind state until he changed the principalities that we stood for. What was it? The 10 commandments. And then the 10 commandments led into 600. The 10 commandments were the basic foundation that led into 600 and something other commandments. He was building people. He was building us back from scratch. Do you hear what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell y'all. You can't build a house without the foundation. That's why you look around at us and we are all destroyed. That man is not a man. That woman is not a real woman. She lost her foundations. She learned the Pledge of Allegiance and don't even know the 10 commandments by heart. She's 50 years old and don't know the 10 commandments by heart. But she knows the Pledge of Allegiance by heart. She learned that shit 50 years ago. And nowhere in between her learning that shit and her being 50, 10 commandments is the foundation of a righteous nation. Nobody told her that. Nobody told her that. So she's going to die wicked and confused. And her family is going to have nothing but good shit to say about her. Oh, she was a God-fearing woman. Oh, she was a good person. How? Oh, because she never stole. She worked for her money. She didn't rob. She didn't steal. She didn't kill. She wouldn't curse you out. She'd share with you. So that made her righteous. In this society, all she did was made this a peaceful society. She made Satan's system a peaceful society. We had many of these. If you look at our history, we've been in many of these kind of societies. You know what I'm saying? In the days of Jeremiah, it was the same type of way. Hallelujah. In the days of Jeremiah, it was the same type of way. It was a functioning society. Go to work, get your money. You know what I'm saying? It was functioning, but it wasn't righteous. Hey, I'm going to leave it off on this note. If you want to be something in the Most High's eyes, you have to show it and you have to prove it, okay? And I'm telling you right now that we want to be virtuous men and women, okay? And we want to be righteous and worthy in the Most High's eyes. We have to start from scratch. We have to start from the ground level. We have to memorize the 10 commandments. You have to make sure that your children memorize the 10 commandments and explain to them what it is that they're learning, what they're reading. You have to explain to them in full detail. For number one, you shall have no other gods before me. And then you explain to them, look right here. We found out who got here. Here's where Abraham found out who his God was in a time of confusion. He started praying to the Creator. And then once he started to do that, he gained a relationship with the Creator. Okay. And then the Creator, God, the Creator, made a covenant and an oath with Abraham, with our ancestors. You can show all of this in the scriptures. And a part of that covenant and agreement that they made with the Most High is a part of agreement that we are made, that we are part of even to this day. That we will not have no other gods besides the Creator. Period. Jesus didn't create none of this shit. Jesus didn't create trees. He didn't create bugs. He didn't create animals or air. He was a messenger. He is not God. And he is not your Lord and your Savior. You want to know, and then you teach the children. You go to 1 Timothy, and then you read it. These are the scriptures. Who did it say? John? 1 Timothy? Ordained by God, our Lord and Savior, in Jesus, our hope, it says. Come on, man. Anyway, so you show them the first commandment, and this is what it means. Your God is the Creator. You get that through your head. You get that. I hope you got that through your head. Get that through the children's head. Now we are creating a foundation. The devil can't snatch that foundation away from you. The devil can't snatch that foundation away from you. I was already in love with money. And once you fall out of love with something, once you fall in love with something and then out of love with something, it's kind of hard to bring that love back. You already did me dirty. I done already chased you. You already showed me how disloyal you was. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? I already know what the illusion of prosperity feels like. I already know what the illusion of happiness feels like. I already been in a relationship with you. I already loved you unconditionally. And I seen how the system used money to beat the living hell out of me. I was in love with money unconditionally. And they used it to beat the living hell out of me. You know what I mean? The more of it that I made, the more of it that they took. You see what I'm saying? I'm not in love with money no more. As soon as I fall out of love with it, life just got better. Well, how ironic. Because the people who are still in love with it think life is getting better the more of it that they acquire. You see what I'm saying? Listen, I'm telling you, we are supposed to be living and learning. The Most High said that the truth shall set you free. Let it, because we're learning. Okay? We are in love with the Most High God, and you can't just say it. You have to show it, prove it, and do it. If not, you're going to be miserable as hell, yo. The misery will not leave you. The money will only be shopping. You know, they call it therapy, shopping therapy, and all that. Whatever they call retail therapy. That only relieves it for a little bit. It's the Most High introducing you to more and more ways to better yourself. He's telling me, yo, you must master yourself, bro. You have to master yourself. The Most High wants to be able to look at you. This is him. This is him saying this to you. I want to be able to look at you and see you mastering yourself. I want to be able to look at you and see you overcoming the illusions, the optical illusions. Okay? All of the inversion. I want to be able to look at you as a virtuous woman at some point, or a virtuous man, by my standards, not by the standards of the world, not by your own little standards, not by the little white boy standards, not by some punk ass cop. You're going to overshadow all of them. You're going to overdo all of them. The judge, the Freemasonic judge, we all know that he ain't nothing but a pup. He's nothing but a pedophile. I don't care about how much money he's got in his bank account and how much people love and glorify him and how honorable everybody thinks that he is. We see him for who he is, and he ain't shit. And he ain't nothing. And it's easy. He has a system backing him up. It's him and his whole satanic system behind him. Or matter of fact, he's behind the satanic system. Yo, we can overgrow these devils, man. We can outdo them. It starts with you, though. You feel me? It starts with you. People talking about coming together as this. People talk about coming together as a people and as a community and stuff. You man, listen, not ready for that yet. Moses had to go and master himself first. He had to go and master himself first. And then when he came back, it happened in levels. I'll just put it like that. It happened in levels. There's people who thought that they knew it all and thought Moses didn't know what the hell he's talking about. They wound up dying. He didn't have to kill him. There was naysayers, people calling him crazy and saying he didn't know what he's talking about. Who do you and Aaron think y'all are? And they wound up dying, and like I say, he didn't even have to kill him. Just like we have enemies and been having enemies, and our enemies been dying. They eat each other out. They eat themselves out of existence with their diet. They think themselves out of existence with their paranoia and with their own guilt. They won't show you or come out and tell you, but they know what they deserve. It's a wild, magical place that we're living in, like I told you. And while these devils are just on a race to acquire and take up and own and charge for, and you know what they're doing. You be in a race in the opposite direction. It's possible to master yourself. It's possible to master yourself. Oh, yo, there's another thing I want to talk about too, real quick, and then I'm out of here. This is mainly for the women, but for the dudes too, who really don't have a mother figure in your life and stuff like that. We do have 4 mothers. We don't only have just 4 fathers. We have 4 mothers too. And if you read, I loved reading of Jacob's mom, Rebecca, in the prayer that she put in for him. She cared about him. She prayed to the Most High. She had a nice long prayer in the scriptures for him and for his descendants. You know what I'm saying? And I liked it. I just liked it. I like to hear it. I heard Malachi Z. York called her barbaric. And well, he said that she was barbaric because she wanted to confuse his dad when he was trying to bless him. She was trying to confuse the dad. But if you read her prayer, I think he was wrong for calling her barbaric. But if you read her prayer, she had our best interests at heart. Us as a nation's best interests at heart. All of these years later down the line, she asked the Most High that he always stay righteous. A mother knows. So he called her barbaric, but he's wrong for that. I'm pretty sure. I know for a fact he's wrong for that. A mother knows best, because not only was Jacob her son, but so was Esau. And there must have been something that she saw as a mother in Esau, that her being a nurturer and all, and the father, there's obviously something that the father didn't see that she saw, obviously. And now when you look at Esau after all of these years later, was she wrong? Was she wrong about Esau? Was she? No, she really wasn't wrong about Esau. She was right. So calling her barbaric was wrong. Just know that if you're a female, then you do have you do have 4 mothers who have your best interests at heart too. We did have virtuous women in Israel. Okay? And we do have women of our nation who have passed on, who died with our best interests at heart, and who still, even after death, have our best interests at heart. And they're rooting for these women. You know what I mean? The same way we have forefathers who are rooting for us. We have angels. I personally spoke to my guy out. He spoke to me. And as a matter of fact, whenever the angels speak to me, they always have our best interests at heart. And they always have my best interests at heart. And that's a fact. I've never met a judge yet who had my best interests or our people's best interests at heart. And I ain't never met no cop that had our best interests at heart too. I don't care about the illusion. I don't care about the illusions that his dumb ass is suffering from, because he's suffering. And matter of fact, it's all about money, as a matter of fact. And some of them would probably say, no, I'd do this job even without the money. It goes to show how stupid and pitiful you are, you big dummy. You don't see how wicked, you're so smart. You're a grown ass man and you don't see how wicked this, you're bewitched. That's what they really are. They're bewitched. You feel me? It feels good to not be bewitched. I'm not gonna say anymore because I think to some degree, I think we're still breaking spells every day and trying to break spells every day. So I'm not gonna sit here and even try to lie and act like that I'm not still bewitched at all. There's a lot to shed, and they told me a long time ago. They said you gotta die, man. You have to die over, and that's the words they use. You must die over and over and over and over and over again until you shed all of the evil you. Until you shed all of the evil yous. You were introduced to a lot, and they had you, and they introduced you to a lot. So now you have to begin the journey of shedding it. Okay? The Most High is a very patient God. He doesn't expect you to just wake up one day and just be Mr. Master. You know what I mean? Or Miss Master. She's just a virtuous woman today, all of a sudden. No, he knows what we've been through. He knows what we went through. But he wants to see you working. He wants to see you striving. He wants to see you doing and putting in work. He wants to see you fasting and praying. He said, seeking you shall find, asking you shall receive. That's the responsibility. That means that you must do. Seek and you shall find. Get the seeking. He said, ask and you shall receive. Get the asking. He also said, pray without ceasing. Get the praying. Without ceasing. Get the praying. Ain't that what he said? He said, hearken unto my voice. That's a command. That's not a suggestion. Hearken unto my voice. That means that you must listen and you must obey. Hearken means that you must be obedient. And Demi, peace, brother. Peace, sister. Peace. I'm about to get off her. I'm not going to let them continue to, or it might just be the weather out there. My internet keep on messing up. But we don't have to fear them. They put the illusions out there and then you pick it up and take it back to your brain. You take that shit back to your we wrestle not against flesh and blood. We wrestle against wickedness, evil in high places. Okay? So what they like to do is they like to take over your brain. That's the highest place on your body, your brain. That's your control center. They like to take over your control center. Okay? I promise you that you will become a better person. Look, just stay the hell off of there. Just only really pick up this phone when it's absolutely necessary. I promise you'll be a better person. Especially if you take that time that you wasted on the phone and you pick up the Bible and you study the scriptures and stuff like that. Yo, you know damn well that you're always read the ending part that I just read. And I read this over and over and over again. But yesterday I was meant to read it. And so it stuck out to me like it was the first time. First Kings. Hold on. First Kings. Okay. I'm gonna read this and then I'm up out of here. It ain't much. It's advice. It's advice that David gave to Solomon when he became king. And I love when I read advice from a father to his son in the scriptures, or from one person giving advice to another, but especially from a father to a son. I love it because you heard I just quoted how Rebecca, she was giving advice and she was praying for Jacob. She had his best interests at heart. I love that. In the Bible, you can find that a lot. One person having another person's best interests at heart. You feel me? Or when Solomon had our best interests at heart at the very in the 12th chapter of Ecclesiastes, when you read it, remember what he told us? He said there's gonna be a lot of opinions out there. He was telling us there's gonna be a lot of opinions out there. He said, but I'm telling you that your main thing about life is this: fear the Most High and be obedient to him. That's your main purpose. That was him giving that's what it goes back to. But hold on, y'all. Because I'm trying to find this. I want to read this real quick. In the old age. Okay. This is Kings, verse 1. In his old age, King David was confined to his bed. So he was about to die. Okay. King Solomon, there is a story in there. Like I said, I'm going to read it at another time. But Solomon said, King David said, Solomon, you're the next king. And once Solomon came into kingship, before David had died, he had a little talk with him. And I want to read it real quick. Here it is. It says, this is 1 Kings, 2nd chapter. It says, As the time of King David's death approached, he gave his charge to his son Solomon. He said he gave this charge. He gave this advice to his son Solomon. I am going where every man on earth must go someday. I'm counting on you to be strong and to be a worthy successor. Obey the laws of God and follow all of his ways. Keep each of his commands written in the law of Moses so that you will prosper in everything that you do and wherever you turn. If you do this, then the Lord will fulfill the promise that he made to me, that if my children and their descendants watch their step and are faithful to God, one of them shall always be the king of Israel, and my dynasty will never end. From a father to his child. When you go to First Maccabees, you can read Mattathias speaking to his sons right before he died. You feel me? And it says that he died and was gathered to his fathers when Mattathias died. It says that when Eleazar died after standing up strong against these the cracker oppressors is what it was, trying to get him to eat pork or else die. These Greeks, he didn't do it. And he died and was gathered to his fathers. And here he is right here saying that I must die. And this gives you, we all die, man. We all die. He said, I'm going where every man on earth must go. But I'm counting on you to be a strong and worthy successor. I'm counting on you to obey the Most High and keep all of his law, statutes, commandments written in the law of Moses. Okay. And he said that, listen closely. Obey the laws and commands that are written in the law of Moses so that you will prosper in everything that you do wherever you turn. These crackers, these devils going to come and tell us that the law is done away with. And then at the same time, they're beating us upside the head, locking us up, throwing us in jail, feeding us pork. And you see what I'm saying? They're misusing us and abusing us while telling us to do whatever you want. Basically, do what thou will. Just obey our law that we have on the law books and forget about the law of Moses. Well, right here it says, buddy, that if you keep the law of Moses, that you will prosper in everything you do and wherever you turn. You devils don't want us prospering, do you? Because how could you be prospering is not being a slave. Working for a white man, you're not prospering. He can tell you that you're prospering. You're under illusion of prosperity. That is not prospering. You see, that's how wicked they are. You will prosper in everything that you do if you keep the law of Moses. Here we are not keeping the law of Moses, working for a white man, gaining what we think is prosperity. It's an illusion. They bank off of our illusions. Do you hear me? I hope y'all listening, man, because you can never sit here and try to say that this brother right here don't care about you. You can never sit here and say that I lied to you and that I tried to mislead you. You can never say. You hear me? I ain't gotta come on here. Claiming to be acting like I'm somebody who I ain't, with some big old purple robe on, for me to be sitting here speaking the truth to you. You know I'm speaking the truth. It also says that if you do this, then the Lord will fulfill the promise that he gave me, that if my children and their descendants watch their steps and are faithful to God, his children and their descendants, that's us, watch our steps and are faithful to God, that we will always have a Hebrew Israelite king and his dynasty will never end. Okay, so what does that mean? That if we want to get back to the Israelites having kingship, the tribe of Judah having kingship in this world, that we have to do what? Be faithful to God and keep the law, statutes, and commandments written in the law of Moses. Isn't that what that said? Isn't that what that says? Doesn't that still apply to this very day? Of course. So stop letting these fucking white boys play with you, man. Stop letting these little Pee Wee Herman ass white boys fuck with you and play with you. They want to continue to reign supreme over us. So they don't read these scriptures right here. And they don't want us knowing the truth. I told you, that's why I'm doing a whole live on this right here. I'm doing a whole live on this right here. I'm going to do a whole live about it because I see how very important it is That's why I told you I love to read whenever a father gives advice to his child in the Bible, because he always has his best interests at heart. And when back in the day, we knew what it meant to have the best interests of your child at fucking heart. In this day and age, pizza party, Hershey Park, Darney Park, or whatever it's called, right? Great adventures, birthday parties, sleepovers, and basketball, football, flag football. That's having your son's best interest at heart. Sending his ass to the goddamn fucking military, training him to play basketball, to be in the NBA, sending him to school to be a damn scholar, learning lies. You hear me? Sending him to the goddamn army to fight for his country. That's having the best interest at heart. Yo, that's why I love reading the scriptures. Because whenever a father gave advice to his child, it was always some shit that you could listen to. It was always some shit that's good for you to listen to, abide by, and give those same principles to your children. Okay? That's what how could you tell us to don't read the Old Testament? But then when we go and read it, we see stuff like this. Always, throughout all of your generations, my children and their descendants keep the laws of Moses and be faithful to the Lord, so that everything that you do, you can prosper in, and you will prosper wherever you turn, and you will always have a king in Israel. We don't have no goddamn king because we turned away from our God and turned to their gods. This is serious. I know y'all feel me. So let's get to work, y'all. I'm out and I'm leaving this live on this note. If you care, man, care for yourself. Get down on your hands and knees and talk to the Most High, God, the Creator, and tell him, I'm sorry for all that I've done wrong. How do I get closer to you? Please, I'm telling you right now that I want to get closer to you. Help me. I need this. We need this as a people. Help me. I'm putting myself on the line. I'm ready to be used by you to help our people in our struggle. Help me, Father. Let me do it. I want to do it. Get on your hands and knees and talk to the Most High like that. And let him know that you realize where our people have went wrong and what these devils are doing to us and how they're misleading us and how we are all misled and being misguided, used and abused. You feel me? The spirits tell me to lament. And it makes perfect sense because the Most High said that cry out to me with all of your heart and your soul and come back to me. And I'll hear your cry and I'll hear your prayer and I will come and redeem y'all. So when they tell me to lament, they're trying to help us. Okay? When I cry out to the Most High, when I'm crying, I ain't never crying about something that I'm going through. I never cry. I don't cry about what I'm going through. I cry about these babies, these children, the shit that I see going on in this world on a regular basis, on a daily and consistent basis. How our people are being led to the slaughter. We're all marching happily, running full speed down the valley of the shadow of death. You're not even allowed to go and warn anybody or say nothing to anybody. That kind of shit hurts. Excuse my language, man. That kind of stuff hurts. Okay? Come on now, y'all. Go read this for yourself. King David, man. Go read this for yourself. 1 Kings. All right? The 2nd chapter to a person. It's going to be like the last, like giving Solomon the best advice possible. And it wasn't spend your money wisely, son. It wasn't, yo, don't fall in with these women, you know what I mean? It wasn't nothing like that. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing like that. It was be obedient to the law, statutes, and commandments. And always reverence the Lord. See, then that sums up everything. Then you ain't gotta warn him really about women and spend your money wisely. And no, because as long as you're following the laws of Moses, that's already in there. That's already summed up. We're going to sum up everything and tell you to don't be a lawless man in your life. Okay? Listen, I am going where every man on earth must go. I am counting on you to be a strong and worthy successor. A successor, he's saying that a king after me. You're my successor. I was the king and now you're the king. So I want you to be a strong and worthy. I'm counting on you. my son, to be a strong and worthy successor. Obey the laws of God and follow his ways. Keep each of his commands written in the law of Moses, so that you will prosper in everything you do wherever you turn. If you do this, then the Lord will fulfill the promise that he gave me, that my children and their descendants just watch their step and be faithful to God. If they do this, one of them shall always be the king of Israel, and my dynasty will never end. What is a dynasty? A dynasty is a powerful family, okay, that reigns and keeps on reigning. That's what dynasty is. All right. If you love your babies, you better look at them. You better look at them little girls and little boys. You better look at them. All right. And you better put some oomph in your spirit. And you better sit down with them. And you better teach them. You better preach to them. And you better reach them. Because this is a crazy, satanic ass world. You better sit down with them babies. And you better seriously reach them. These devils can't just reach out and put their filthy, nasty, disgusting hands on who they want. They can't just come doing what they want to do. We've been allowing it, and we've been allowing it for too goddamn long. Okay? We ain't got no time to be sitting around afraid and scared of shit. We need to go running to the Most High. Shit, he's right there. I'm going running. Soon as, you know what I mean? You've been held captive. Soon as you're held captive and you're with you feel me? You're gonna run into the hand of your mom and of your dad. Well, the Most High is here, and he done showed up. Ain't no time to be sitting here scared of some stink ass devils who only been ruling by deception. They're nasty pedophiles. We know who the hell they are. We see them for who they are. We know what they do. We know what they're into. We ain't scared of these devils. The Most High is here. The truth is here. I'm going running towards the truth. I can fuck about these devils. You feel me? I don't care. They don't have to like me. They ain't never liked me. They ain't never liked me. Whether I was doing YouTube videos or not, they never liked me. Even before I even knew who I was or what nation I was a part of, before the Most High really even started really showing up, they never liked me. I could think back to way back when I was little. They never liked me. They're not going to like you. It's damn different. There was a time where I was confused. I used to like them. I used to think that they had it going on. I see them riding by. I see a lawyer or a judge or whoever the hell. I always thought they had it going on. But now that we have woken up, let's even the odds. I know you don't like me and I don't like you. So what's up? I don't like witches, and I let it be known. I don't like witches. And I don't like warlocks. And I don't like the filthy ass Pope, because I know he ain't nothing but a goddamn warlock. He ain't nothing but a sorcerer. The Pope ain't shit but a sorcerer. And I don't like that monkey. And I don't have to be scared to say it. I don't like them. We don't like the Freemasons. We know what you bastards are into. We don't have to like you. You feel me? What we need to be worried about is our babies making it up out of this death trap, because that's what it's, a death trap. We all been led down the valley of the shadow of death. And no, there ain't nothing wrong with saying that you don't like the motherfuckers that's helping this shit operate and function off of y'all's blood, sweat, and tears. You bastards, this whole shit operates off of the pain and the bloodshed of our people, and the ignorance of our people, the illusion of prosperity, rapping this wicked ass music. You know what I'm saying? All of this BS. You turn some porn on if you want to. It ain't nothing but a whole bunch of 20-something-year-old black people. We're all taking the bait. It ain't nothing but a whole bunch of goddamn 20-year-old black folks on porn, bro. We're all taking the bait. And I'm not allowed to be mad and frustrated in the hell with that. I know who's setting this shit up. I seen that old filthy ass white boy, that Playboy mansion dude. I seen that motherfucker. I seen that bastard. I seen that millionaire bitch who's behind this shit. You think that bastard is in heaven? They would really want you to believe that old, filthy, disgusting, raggedy bastard is in heaven. Pussy's in hell, man. Excuse my language. That bastard is in hell. See, I like to speak as if I want his, you know what I mean? Come on, I like to speak as if his sons and them is listening, his daughters and his people who love them is listening. You know what I mean? That's why I like to call him a pussy. I like to speak foul about him. Why? Because when you open up the magazine, they're glorifying him. Because when you turn on the TV and the radio, they're glorifying him. He has 4 or 5 mansions all over the country, some of them outside of the country. Porsches, Benzes, and Ferraris. You see what I'm saying? While promoting this type of bullshit to the world. I don't have to like them. I don't have to. And I'm not a goddamn Christian. You feel me? So listen, y'all. We already warned you about the plant-based stuff. If you're going to continue to eat it, then that's on you then. If you want to continue to eat it, then that's on you. But there's jackfruit. You can get jackfruit. You can get jackfruit. If you've never heard of it, remember this. Jackfruit. You can use it as a meat substitute. You can get cans of it even. If you have any Asian markets around where you live, y'all. If you have any Asian markets, go to the Asian market. Okay? The Asians don't do each other the way we do each other. And the Asians don't do each other the way the white folks do each other and do everybody. You feel me? The Asians do their people good. You can get fresh mushrooms. You can get fresh oyster mushrooms. You can get all kind of fresh fruit, jackfruit, and everything at the Asian market. Yeah, they're going to look at you funny when you walk in there, but by law, they can't kick you out. So you can let them look all they want. They still have to serve you. They're not going to want to touch you even. When you give them your money, they're not going to want to touch your hand. And when they give you back your change, sometimes they'll drop it in your hand in a strategic way that they don't have to touch you. Or they'll put it on the counter, yo. Yeah, they'll put your money on the counter and have you they'll have you picking up all the change one by one just because they don't want to touch your hand. They've done this to me. All in this walk of me trying to be more healthier and live more healthier and eat more healthier, I continue to get disrespected. But it's not stopping me. Okay? This lady pissed me off, man. She's gonna pour all this change on the thing just because she didn't want to touch my hand. And you know what I said? And I shouldn't have said, I said, I don't want to touch you either. I said, I don't want to touch you either. So I'm glad you did that. And I don't want to touch her either, but it's not that big of a deal though. It's not that serious. You know what I mean? You eat live squid off a plate, shit's still running around and you have to keep your food down into the bowl. No, I don't really want to touch you either. I don't do that kind of stuff, but they got you thinking that we're nasty and filthy. I guess I see why. Because you're feeding into the shit. It looks that way. So it is what it is. But Asian markets, man. Asian markets. You can find some good seasonings that are healthy and all that in the Asian market. You can make a good meal that is uncooked. If you go to the Asian market, you have a whole, really, I'm serious. They said they got C wraps, like stuff where you can wrap your stuff in. If you want to go raw, you don't want to eat nothing no more, like wheat wraps, they're baked. So if you don't want to eat cooked food anymore, I'm telling you now that wheat wrap you're eating, it is baked. It's cooked. If you go to the Asian market, you'll find stuff that you can use that's not even cooked. And also Indian stores, Indian markets. If anywhere in your town, if they got Indian grocery stores, go up in there, man. You're gonna find good drinks. You're gonna find good drinks that only got like 2 ingredients in it. You feel me? A whole thing of juice it only has 2 ingredients: water and whatever kind of fruit that's in there. You can't find that at Walmart and shit like that. You just go to these places. They treat their people good. And I know this sounds weird, but we're trying to survive. So we have to go and eat what they provide for their people. You want to get away from the bioengineering and all that? Go to these Asian markets and these Indian markets. You will eat good. It will taste good. And the price is good. None of the toothpaste is going to have fluoride in it. You feel me? None of the toothpaste is going to have fluoride in it. None of it is set up. None of it. Okay? I'm not saying that. Well, no, I ain't going to say none of it. Because some of them be selling some regular stuff in there. You just gotta watch what you buy though. But these just a little information, man, from me to my people, because we gotta master ourselves. Hey, much love, all right? I'm out of here. Peace.